All right, good morning, everyone. This is the beginning of your equation unit, Unit 3. These are the notes that I gave you. These are called one-step equations. Reason is it only takes one step to solve it. Now, what are we trying to solve for? It says solve each equation below. We're trying to figure out what the x is in each equation. There's an x in each equation. That's what we're trying to find out. That x could be a y, it could be an s, it could be any letter, but for right now and most of the time you're going to see it as an X or a Y. So let's take a look. And the key words or phrase is opposite operation. That needs to go at the top of your notes. Now, what does opposite operation mean? Well, the opposite of addition is subtraction. The opposite of subtraction is addition. I'm going to actually put those up there. Opposite of multiplication is division. So that'll give you some notes to go by up there. Now let's solve it using this phrase right here. This is a subtraction equation. So the first thing I need to do is get rid of that minus 12. I need to get x by itself. Always want to get x by itself. So to get rid of minus 12, I'll take the opposite and I do plus 12. Now, if I do plus 12, this is supposed to be a plus 12 right there. If I do plus 12 on the left side, I've got to do it on the right side. So this is going to cancel out to a 0. Leave me with this x. I just brought this x down. Now I have to solve 32 plus 12, which is 44. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, this is a multiplying equation. How can I tell? Because I've got a variable, which is my x, next to my 5. It's a multiplying equation. So coming over here, the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So what am I going to divide by? I want to get x by itself, so I need to get rid of the negative 5. So how do you get rid of negative 5 when you're dividing? Divide by the negative 5. And you got to solve this part right here. Now, positive and a negative gives me a negative 25. How did I get that 25? I divided 5 into 125. And that's a negative 5 into a positive 125, so that's a negative number. See, this is why we practice our negative numbers all the time. All right, question 3. I'm just going to run through all these. That's an addition 12 or a plus 12, so I'm going to take minus 12 on both sides. This cancels to a 0, bring down my x. I'm solving this part. Now careful, 15 minus 12 is a positive 3. And one thing I did not do that I'm going to do here, I got an answer of 3. I'm going to check myself and just put 3 back in there. Back in for x and see if you get a true statement. So 3 plus 12 is 15. That is a true statement. You could also do that here too. Let's actually put negative 25 back in. So that's negative 5 times negative 25. And we got to see if that equals 125. So this means multiply. Two negatives gives me a positive. So that is a true statement also. Okay. All right, so let's go to the bottom part down here. It's hard to see this one, but I'm going to rewrite this. X over 9 equals 4. Now this one's different. It's a division problem because of the fraction. Okay, the variable's on the top. It could also be on the bottom, but for this time it's on the top. The opposite of division is multiplication. So all we're going to do is multiply those two, and x gives me 36. Now I do want to check that. I'm going to put 36 back over 9. And does that equal 4? Well, 36 divided by 9 does equal 4, so that is also a true statement. Okay, let's finish these up. Subtraction equation, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. This goes away. Now you got to watch out here. Negative 10 plus 3. That's basically what we're doing here. That's going to be a negative 7. Again, you got to watch out for your negatives. Okay, one last one. This is a multiplying equation. Going back to our notes, opposite of multiplying is division. I'm going to divide by 7. Okay, so there's your one-step equations. Now we're going to flip over and go to two steps. Now let's look at the two-step equations. There's one here with no fractions. There's one here with a fraction. There's a fraction. There's no fractions. These ones, the ones with fractions, are similarly solved, but we're only going to do 1 and 4 today. So the ones without fractions, and we'll come back to these. So let's go to number 1. Two-step. My goal is to get y by itself. So let's look at the left side. I've got a plus 8. I've got a minus 5. This is a plus 8, so I'm going to take the opposite of that. So always want to get rid of this part first. So let's do that. The opposite of plus 8 is minus 8. And don't forget, if you do something on the left side, you got to do the same thing on the right. This goes away to a 0. Now, don't forget, I got to bring this down. So let's see what I have left over. Bring down the equal sign. We got to solve this. So negative 7 minus 8. That's going to be a negative 15. Okay, negative, negative, negative 15. Now, I'm down to a one step now. It's just like the other side. This part right here now becomes a multiplying equation. So, going back to our notes, multiplying and division go together. So I'm going to solve it by dividing by negative 5. Okay, so let's look. I've got to solve this part right here. Negative 15 divided by negative 5. Two negatives gives you a positive. And this is going to go away. And it's going to be y equals positive 3. Again, how is that positive 3? Negative 15 divided by negative 5 gives me a positive 3. Okay, let's do one more. Let's go to 4. Let's see what we have here. I'm trying to get n by itself now. I have 3n minus 10. This time I have a minus 10 instead of a plus. And then I've got 5 over here. So I want to get rid of this first. Opposite of minus 10 is plus 10. I've got to do it to both sides. This cancels. Don't forget, you got to bring down that 3n. Equal sign. Now we have to solve that. That's easy. That's 15. Now we're down to a one-step multiplying equation now. Opposite of multiplying is division. I like these positive numbers. So n, got to solve this right here. 15 positive divided by 3 positive is a positive 5. Okay, so there's your equation notes. We did one step, which was on this side, all operations we did. And then on the back side, we did two-step equations. Again, why is it two steps? There's one step here, there's a second step there. But we only focused on ones without fractions.